All right, everyone, welcome back to another deep dive. Today, we're going all in on Nvidia,
Oh, yeah.
and specifically these new Blackwell AI chips they've got coming out. There's been a lot of buzz around this,
Yeah.
some potential issues popping up in the news, So we've
Right.
got like articles from The Information, some analyst reports, and of course, everyone's got their eye on that upcoming earnings call.
Big one.
Oh, yeah. Huge. So basically what we're going to do here is break down all this info for you, help you understand what's really going on with NVIDIA.
Yeah, cut through the noise.
Exactly. No one's got time to read all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So before we even get into the nitty-gritty with Blackwell, it's impossible to talk about NVIDIA without mentioning, like, their stock performance this year.
It's been wild.
186% up year over year. That's insane.
Yeah, they've ridden this AI wave perfectly. It's clear they're a dominant force in the whole chip market right now.
Yeah, all those AI applications, self-driving cars, the whole shebang, they need NVIDIA's chips.
That's right.
But, and here comes the but, these reports about the Blackwell chips, that's where things get a little dicey.
Yeah, this overheating issue, especially coming out just days before the earnings report, that's got people nervous.
Oh, for sure. And it kind of takes me back to, remember those reports back in August?
About the design flaws.
Yeah, the ones that delayed production. Do you think this new overheating thing, is it, like, related to that at all?
It's tough to say for certain, but you gotta wonder. Chip design, that whole process, it's incredibly complex. Any tiny little flaw can snowball into huge problems down the line.
True.
And for a company like Nvidia, their whole reputation is built on having, like, the absolute best, most powerful chips out there.
Right, top of the line.
So even the slightest hint of a problem, that can spook investors,
Yeah, makes sense. But then you've got Jensen Huang, the CEO, right? And he's out there predicting several billion dollars in Blackwell sales for Q4.
Yeah, that's some serious confidence.
But is that, I don't know, is that maybe a little too optimistic considering all this? Are investors buying it?
I think there's definitely some skepticism out there. You have to remember, it's not just about these production issues. There's also this bigger question about, like, the overall AI market, right?
Right, the big picture.
Yeah, like, there's been some chatter about big tech companies maybe cutting back on their AI spending.
Oh, really?
Which, if that happens, that could directly impact NVIDIA's bottom line.
Wow, so it's like a double whammy almost.
Yeah, and we saw a little taste of that with the PHLX semiconductor index recently. It took a dip after Applied Materials had that kind of disappointing report.
Interesting. Remind me again, what's that index all about?
Oh, it basically tracks all those companies involved in making and selling semiconductors. So it gives you a pretty good snapshot of how the whole industry is doing. And that dip, it suggests that maybe, the semiconductor sector as a whole is facing some headwinds right now.
So this is kind of going beyond just NVIDIA now.
Exactly. It's all connected.
Wow. So even for those of us like, we're not Wall Street wizards, not trading stocks every day. This still matters to us.
Absolutely. Because what happens in the tech industry, especially with a company like Nvidia that's leading the charge in AI, it trickles down, affects innovation, affects the economy.
Wow. Yeah, when you put it that way. Okay, so we've got NVIDIA killing it, but potential problems with the chips, plus maybe the whole AI market's cooling off a bit.
Right.
It all comes down to, like, are these Blackwell chips going to be the game changer everyone thought?
Yeah, the million-dollar question.
Well, I guess we'll find out with the earnings report, right?
That's right. That'll give us a lot more clarity.
Oh, for sure. It'll be interesting to see how they address all this.
Yeah, how they spin it.
So before we wrap up, I want to throw this out to our listeners, kind of a thought experiment.
Okay.
Knowing what we know now, all the risks, all the potential, would you invest in NVIDIA right now?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Right. There's no right or wrong answer, but it's a good way to, like, think about how to analyze a company, in this kind of crazy market.
Yeah, it's a great case study for sure.
Totally. All right, well, that's about all the time we've got for today's deep dive. Thanks for hanging out with us, and be sure to tune in next time for another fascinating breakdown of, well, whatever's making headlines in the tech world.
Always something.
Oh, you know it. Keep those brains curious, folks. We'll catch you later.
See ya.
Arieous Invest. Trading reimagined.